Oh, hello again. Today we're in Wesoła, bunker hunting. I've heard there's some bunkers in this forest around here, and we've obviously found our first one. So let's check it out. Well, I'd say that's pretty cool. And I've heard there's more. So we're going to jump on the bike, go deeper into the forest, and see what we can find. I don't think we can beat this one though. Let's check it out. It's around here somewhere. Wait a second. All right. Wow. Huge. It's bigger than the other one. Will you look at that? Massive. I think I'll go first. If it's safe, you can follow. Boo! It's hard to know when these were actually built. I suspect they were built and rebuilt and overbuilt back from the 19th century even. Although this is probably from the Second World War, maybe the first. We're in Wesoła here, and it's wet, basically. A lot of wetlands, a lot of bogs, and kind of impossible for an army to come straight through because they're, especially 50, 100 years ago, there was really no access, and the army could easily get bogged down on the approaches to Warsaw, and they would typically go around Wesoła, or try to. And you would have these outposts of bunkers, basically just protecting the passages, because there were a few secret, let's say, passages through the bogs for people who were in the know. And this is left down to us to marvel at, right in the middle of the forest. Yeah, that's the interesting part for me. And as you can see, we really are in the middle of the forest, or so it seems. I'm not sure if the microphone is picking it up, but we have a new highway. Well, I don't know, for maybe 800 meters. And step by step, this forest is disappearing. And it's definitely not the wild place it was 100 years ago, that's for sure. But something like this monstrosity of concrete, well, it's hard to imagine how they could ever move it either. So maybe it'll stay for another few centuries. Anyways, let's get going. I'm not sure if there's any more. I mean, there are. I'm not sure if I can find them. And if I can't, we will just have a part 2 Anyways, let's keep looking. I'll kill myself. These things, here we go. Yeah. Here we go, and what looks like a rock turns out to be a piece of the bunker. Any more pieces? All right. It's going to tell us everything we need to know. There's a bunker back there. We'll take a look at it in a second. This is what it looks like, what it looked like. So this series of defensive positions dates back even to the 17th century. We got Warsaw up here. We're here, and it went all the way up to the Narav River, which is another 10, 20, 30 kilometers off the map. So I don't know how long this is, 80 kilometers, 60, 80 kilometers. And as you can see, it's all green here and basically wetland, and these sand dunes. It's very sandy here, because this is also the floodplain of the Vistula River. And in fact, this forest was planted over the last century, not before, I don't think, to keep the sands from shifting so much. So it's called the Warsaw Bridgehead, and what we're looking at, these bunkers today, they were built by the Germans between 1915 and 1918, and they were after the First World War. The newly born Polish Republic was going to tear them up, but then they decided maybe better not, and they kept them up until the Second World War. They were using them as fortifications. And then then the Germans were using them against the Russians. So you see, this has a long history, this region, in connection to defense of Warsaw. So let's just check it out. I think this is going to be the last one today, at least in this series. This is more like an observation post. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's the slit. Looking at the forest. I think some Boy Scouts built this little protection here. Hopefully there's no dead bodies in here. Hello? Oh my God. Scary. All right. Wasn't that cool? One of our local attractions. Not so easy to find. Believe it or not. I'm getting lost in this forest all the time. But anyways, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me, and see you next time.